Hey yo, my name is Bassface, and you are tuned in to Poducer. Yeah.
Welcome, man. It's a pleasure to have you. What kind of music do you make?
So, I make a lot of different kinds of music. My primary is going to be heavy experimental bass, Liquid Stranger Wakan type stuff. But I've been dabbling in a lot of like dubstep and rhythm recently as well. I've released a few drum and bass tunes. I got some house music in the vault, ready to go. So I'm pretty multi-genre, but I'd say heavy experimental would be my primary.
What is the worst gig you've ever played?
Oh man, I feel like this trick question is gonna get me in trouble. The worst gig
No names.
Well, all right. So there was a Halloween show I played one time, a long time ago, back in Rochester, New York. And what I didn't know was that the house VJ was spinning visuals that were like old school, like cult horror movies that were depicting like horrific scenes, like sexually charged scenes with like violence and gore. I had no idea what was happening, but I saw a lot of weird looks in the crowd
That was happening behind you.
behind me the whole time. I had no idea till after. My friends were like, "Bro, those visuals were not in." I saw it for the next artist, and I was shocked. So like, because other than that, I don't think I've had a real like bad experience like when it comes to promoters or like sound systems or anything. I think that was probably the one that sticks out as like can't do that again. It was a real turnoff for a lot of people in the crowd.
For sure. Any like performances where you felt like you were just like, fuck, I fucked it up, or like,
Back in the day, for sure. I remember my first few times on CDJs was very nerve-wracking. Man, I mean, I'm about to be starting my 7th year of producing and DJing, so honestly, at this point, it's like riding a bike. I take a lot of time to curate my sets. I'm not a freestyle performer. I'm telling a story. I'm creating a whole journey, sonically. So I curate my sets song to song. So I'm very prepared when I get on stage nowadays.
for sure. What DAW do you use?
Oh, Ableton all day, baby.
Ableton all the way, baby. What's something people don't know about you?
Ooh. So I'm thinking of a couple things. One thing that people probably don't know about me, because I think a lot of my fan base knows I'm also a construction worker. I post a lot on my story and stuff while I'm at work. But previously to that, I was a landscaper, and I gotta say, I was pretty gnarly on a lawnmower. If you're ever driving and you see a professional mowing crew out and you see those real straight lines, those real pretty lines, that was my shit.
You knew how to hit those cuts.
Oh, I was hitting them cuts, baby. I was hitting them cuts.
Going like 10 miles per hour?
15.
15. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see, what else? What would be a dream venue for yourself? And it could be like near future and then like far future.
So honestly, I just checked one of those off of my list recently. I had a show at the Black Box. I played direct support for my buddy Champa. And the Black Box is by far my all-time favorite venue.
What is the Black Box?
So the Black Box out in Denver, I know there's a couple of them, but Black Box Denver, it's a very small, intimate, I think like 300 person cap, but the sound system is incredible and the vibes are top tier. So I did check that off my list just recently. So my next goal, I'd probably say Wakan Fest. Yeah, I've been there all 3 years, all 2 years that it's happened. I'm going back for the 3rd year here soon. And my agent, Eric, actually does some of the sound for the late night stages. So I got a few foots in the door. So that's the current goal right now.
Nice, very nice. Who is a DJ or artist that you really look up to?
Man, the further I get into my production and, artist performance career, the more I tend to just look up to my friends and my peers right around me. Honestly, Captagon, I would have to give him a huge shout out. My buddy from Vegas, he was one of my very first influences sonically, and I had a couple production mentoring sessions with him way back in the day, and now since then we've headlined back to back together in Atlanta. We got multiple collabs together. None of them are out. We'll figure out which one we'll release to the world someday. But Captagon would have to be my number one current inspiration. But Liquid Stranger is what started my journey on bass music in general for me back when I was like 12. So, and I've seen him like I think 23 times now at this point. So, and he's actually performing right over there as
Yeah, for people that don't know, this is Undercoast, which is a after party of sorts for North Coast Music Festival in Chicago. So there you go. I've never seen Liquid Stranger, but I mean, of course, he's like huge when it comes to Wakan. Like, I mean,
bass, you know, the freeform stuff. It's the freeform stuff that really drew me. Like I love rhythm, I love dubstep, drum and bass, but the freeform is really, I feel like it's really pushing the boundaries of bass music, and electronic music in general, I believe, is the fastest evolving genre that's ever existed. I mean, you listen to a track from 2018 and it sounds super dated. Like you know, like, so the progression and of the experimental and the freeform stuff is just, I feel like it's the next big thing, you know. So
for sure. What's in the pipeline for you coming up? Let the people know.
well, as far as shows go, now see, it's tough because I'm not sure which ones I can say yet. We got quite a few cities. We're working on a tour, essentially, on my first headline tour. It's going to be pretty low-key, relatively small, but I'm going to be returning to a lot of the venues that I've been headlining in this year, like Louisville, Kentucky, Des Moines, Iowa, Memphis, Tennessee. So we're lining up a few more stops there. We're trying to line up a headline slot at the Black Box, amongst quite a few other spots, but it's all still in the works. I recently just got signed to Prism Talent, which I believe you guys had on the podcast, or the owners of Prism Talent. Prism Talent Agency, yeah. So Eric Tucker is my agent. Shouts, Eric. He's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's been a night and day difference from when I was an independent artist to now being represented by a fully official talent agency. I mean, it's been an exponential growth, you know. It's been a huge spike. So the wheels are turning, and quite rapidly. The momentum is here.
Hell yeah, man. Any tracks in the works?
Oh, plenty.
Always, yeah.
Plenty. And I'll be playing quite a few new ones tonight for you guys.
Well, I hope we can get some footage of that so you guys can see it. Hell yeah, man, dude. Thank you for taking a second.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. This was fun.